everyone. We have Syed Jafri in our house today, and welcome to the podcast with Bakhtiyar. So, in this episode we have Syed, and he is into the financial industry and working with. He has worked with various banks and helping. He helps people get into the financial industry, and he's working great. And I know him since 2 years. So, welcome, Syed, to our show. And a short, brief introduction about yourself, if you could give about your journey here in the financial industry.
Hi, Bakhtiyar. Am I audible? That is the
Yeah,
first question we asked because
yeah,
we are
yeah,
connected virtually from year 2020, correct?
yeah.
That was in a year when our organizations started trusting us. Before that, only senior professionals were kind of like given work from home, the
Yeah, yeah.
luxury of work from
Mm,
home. Now we are like,
correct.
anyone who joins, please do work from home, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I believe it is 3:25 right now, correct?
Yep.
Wonderful. So my name is Syed. So I'm known as a learner. In total, I carry 6.5, 7 years industry experience. I started my journey in the year 2015 with customer service executive. Then from the I worked there for almost 6 months. And one fine day at Facebook, one of my friend mentioned that there is a walk-in at one of the leading custodian bank in Bangalore. I went there. And to my surprise, there were 450 professionals who came for the position of analyst. I'm talking about 2016, and we are in 2023, correct?
Correct.
And that day I gave first round. It was kind of like aptitude, and out of 450, they shortlisted 49.
Yeah.
And out of 49, they have finally issued offer for 7 professionals.
Oh.
So that is a kind of weightage our industry carries. So
Mm-hmm.
professionals who are inclined to be part of our industry, we
Yeah.
need to buckle up because it's not
Mm-hmm.
that easy. And there are certain reasons we will be discussing that in further question and answers. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
I worked with that custodian for almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I worked across alternative investment for the
Mm-hmm.
custody reporting. Then I was kind of like forced, I shouldn't be using forced. I was kind of like having an obligation to go back to my native, which is Jammu. And again, it is like 220 kilometers away from Jammu,
Mm-hmm.
and it is on the border of India and Pakistan.
Oh.
And that time, HDFC Bank has started their branch at my location, and they were
Mm-hmm.
looking someone who can establish branch from scratch
Mm-hmm.
and make it into the break-even point. Because
Mm-hmm.
whenever we are starting a new entity, it is
Mm-hmm.
always in loss because we have invested huge capital.
Correct.
So the break-even point was, I believe, 5 crore, and I assisted branch to achieve that within 1.5 years. And then I realized, okay, I want to
Mm-hmm.
go back to global banking side. I want to
Mm-hmm.
connect with clients which are globally, let's say, HNI,
Mm-hmm.
sophisticated institutional investors. That is
Mm-hmm.
where I would be the good fit. Again, I came back and COVID came. I did some upskilling. I started learning, and then COVID came. And again, I rejoined same global custodian as a
Mm-hmm.
fresher, in
Right.
spite of having almost 3.5, 4 years industry experience. Yet
Mm-hmm.
I joined as a fresher. Reason being, that time it was the situation, it was the need of our. So sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we need to accept things which are around us because those are external factors.
True. True.
And then I from there I went to a world leading fund admin. And
Mm-hmm.
currently my role is one of the leading investment bank. And
Mm-hmm.
a disclaimer, I do not represent any organization. My all views are personal, and whatever we are discussing here does not contain any sensitive information. Along with this, anyone who is inclined to connect with me, you know where they can find me.
Yep.
Absolutely LinkedIn. I do not use any other medias, either
Yeah.
LinkedIn or my number.
So,
I hope that
Sayed,
makes sense.
Yeah,
Please
Sayed,
go ahead.
one question from you. You have said you have worked in the retail banking and now moved to global banking. So my question is how that transition happened, what upskilling you did, what kind of certification or what kind of knowledge you have gained to make that transition from retail banking to the global banking.
So Bakhtiyar, before like I start emphasizing on my own journey, there are
Mhm.
certain challenges which I would like to highlight here. One of the challenge, the nature of work, the work culture
Mhm.
is absolutely different.
Mhm.
We can call like both are like opposite zones, the retail and global banking. And when I'm talking about global banking, I'm including investment banking,
Mhm.
fund admin, and custodian banking,
Mhm.
because these are the major participants in India which are having their operations,
Mhm.
not including the force in this because they have their own specializations. I'm
Mhm.
talking from the banking perspective. Okay.
Correct. Mhm.
So from retail side, they are more focused on the sales and revenue generation roles. But here in India, in the operation roles, we do not have those roles. We have those roles, but they are the front office roles. And those professionals, they sit in onshore. Let's say they sit in US, UK, Singapore, Hong Kong, those areas which are the business hubs.
Mhm.
So when I went from the global custodian to retail, that was the kind of difficult because when you work in an operation profile and suddenly your expectations are different because you need to
Correct.
complete your BAU, you have
Mhm.
completed your work and you're done for the day. But
Mhm.
in sales oriented organization, in revenue generating role, every day you have your own set of targets. And same time, you need to ensure that everything is happening ethically because there are challenges in our banking system, especially when we talk about third party products such as insurances.
Mhm.
So there are instances where it is missold to the customers. So my primary focus was like whatever I am doing is done
Mhm.
ethically. Coming to the upskilling part, I did a certification from Imaticus Learning,
Mhm.
reasoning that is more close towards our industry. That time I was thinking that.
Mhm.
And after that, my journey of the learner started. Now I'm certified in CISI Chartered Institution for Securities Investment London. I have
Mhm.
appeared for FCAT. I have certification from different institutions which issue certifications.
Mhm. So, as you are from, like, whenever somebody comes for to me regarding a finance profile, usually this happens with the college students that they come. So I just ping your name and said, ask them to connect with you. So you are better into these financial services industry. So one question on this thing, like, what are the different financial participants in this financial industry and how it supports, as you said, investment banking, how it supports investment banking.
That is a wonderful question. Actually, I wanted to highlight this point especially. Whenever someone approaches me at LinkedIn,
Mhm.
so previously I used to connect with everyone. I used to when I say filtration, I give them a
Mhm.
homework.
Mhm.
I ask them like find a top 10 financial participants who is having their operation in India
Mhm.
and what are the different roles available in India for them. Because that's where you're inclined to work.
Mhm.
Finance is an ocean and we have n number of profiles, we cannot even count them.
Mhm.
You would agree with that, correct?
Correct.
Talking about the financial participants, there is a hype in the industry that investment banking profile. There are many institutions which are selling that. We both know that. But
Mhm.
the reality is investment banks are just one participant. If we
Mhm.
talk about a normal trade, you want to purchase 100 million shares of 1 million shares of ABC company.
Mhm.
You're a client. You are a
Mhm.
sophisticated institutional investor. Agree?
Correct.
Now you need someone who can manage your portfolio.
Mhm.
They will be your portfolio managers. So we need
Mhm.
investment firms such as hedge fund, private equity, even qualified portfolio managers. And these services can be offered by investment banks or investment managers. Moving next to them, we need platform where this particular listed security is traded, or is it unlisted? When we say listed, it will be traded on exchange. Same time, you cannot carry that kind of like huge amount of money in like dicky of your car. Can you do it? So you need to it to be handled by someone.
Correct.
That part is played by our custodian. I'm just giving you
Mm.
the holistic view in a trade, how these participants comes into the picture.
Correct.
And
Mhm.
we have discussed about IB, we have discussed about individual participants, we have discussed about a custodian, we have discussed
Correct.
about stock exchange. Another important participant from the job prospect in India,
Mhm.
which is one of the hot job in the market right now, is fund admin roles.
Mm.
What do? These investment managers, whatever they do, these fund admins are responsible for recording those all activities daily, weekly, and monthly, provide them the report. So whenever we see a fund accounting role, for them, the
Mm.
clients are these investment managers. It can be a hedge fund, it can be private equity firm, it can be real estate firm, it can be your pension fund, it can be your mutual fund, it can be an investment bank also. There are certain other participants which are required, but there the job generation is not that quantified. So
Mm.
I'll just name it like we need a clearing house, we need
Mm.
depositories, we need financial regulators, and also we need data providers such as Bloomberg, Reuters.
Yeah, yeah.
Because based on that data, we as an investment manager will be doing our research.
Correct. Correct. Mm.
So each participant is equally important. Each role is equally important. Without client onboarding team, we cannot onboard client. So if someone
Mm.
is thinking that they are working in the front office and client onboarding team is useless, my answer is no.
Mm. Everybody is important in the system.
I agree.
So yeah, if anybody wants to play alone and they think that they won't need a team, that's the biggest fault they are making in the system.
That is a challenge.
Yeah,
Playing alone, you'll be bored.
you'll be bored and you'll be in trouble after some time.
We all will be.
Mhm. So, like, say the technology is growing so fast and things are getting so much automated and things like that. And this technology is majorly hitting the financial industry. So my point is like, what is will be the growth of financial services industry in future? How will it react? How will it go? What's the pipeline?
I'll be highly specific with the Indian market in this.
Mm-hmm.
In last 2 to 3 years, I have seen many of the global institutions offshoring business to India. The reason is us. We as a whole industry have delivered them more than expectations. So now the roles which were kept with the front office, even middle office, they had been offshore to India. There are immense opportunities to see our industry growing. Talking about technology, technology is there to assist us. Zoom was not even in the line before like 2020, correct?
Correct.
I never
Yes.
heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Same
way
here.
we are communicating right now,
Mm.
I think this wasn't even possible by the year 2015, I would say.
Yep.
15,
True.
16. That time we were like, okay, I'll do my job, I'll go home. So technology is a medium which is making our life easier
Easy.
if used in right manner.
Correct.
And
That's
talking from
true.
the growth prospect, as I mentioned,
Mm.
I have seen, I remember in one of the webinar at Investment Bankers Forum, one of the
Mm-hmm.
industry leader, he mentioned in like 2 years, 2020 and 2021, the
Mm-hmm.
the projected business which only alternative investment industry will get will be 3 trillion.
Trillion.
Look at the number.
Trillion.
Yeah,
That's the GDP of India, trillion.
yeah. You have seen like these fund admins growing, correct?
Yeah, they are growing, and every day new institutions are also setting up, like even it's not about the big corporates, even the private players are entering into this industry and setting up their company and taking work from US, Canada, and UK, and throwing here in India. So it's not like that big players are there, even small private players are also entering this industry. So this is actually at this time booming, and especially the fund accounting thing you said.
I agree.
So yeah, because I also work with like closely bit with the fund accountants, because you do your accounting part, but we audit that part. So I work with them very closely because of private equity audits which I do. So that's the and sometimes we see like very prompt responses from those fund houses, and sometimes it's like, so I just want to bang my head on the wall and think about what they have provided, like how to figure out this and take out those numbers. So the quality depends on what you are delivering. So if it's a big fund house, and if at the top I get that team, I'm like, oh, quite okay. My work is a bit sorted. I don't need to find things here and there and run here and there for those numbers. So I'll find it in in a specified manner. But if it's someone random, then I get a bit scared, because my night sleep will go after after watching those things. So yeah,
I agree.
yeah, yeah. So coming back to this, you have said you have taken one name, Investment Bankers Forum, and if nobody knows, like Syed and me met on that forum only, Syed and that Investment Bankers Forum. So later, in 2020, it was like just started. Now it's established. So Syed, I know what it is, but if you could tell our audience what is Investment Bankers Forum and how it's helping people in getting jobs, getting qualified in some sort of certification, and the guidance and the mentorship which is providing.
In one word, if I need to explain IBF, it is an emotion.
Hmm.
In materialistic language, if I need to explain IBF, it's a gold mine.
Yep.
Professionals who will be looking at this podcast for the first time and who haven't heard of this name, I'll recommend them to research about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
if it's needed, I'll provide the link to where you will be able to earn. And a big asterisk. This I guess Syed is still non-profit. No?
It is.
It doesn't make any money from
No.
anything. So it's free.
Yeah.
Everything free, guys, in this.
So IBF is a thinking. Okay, it's a
Hmm.
thought process with the industry professionals who struggled in their own journey. So our founder, he was looking for employment. He thought, why only me? If I'm struggling, there are n number of professionals who are struggling along with me. So why don't we create a community
Hmm.
which can help each other?
Hmm. Correct.
So we joined each other's hands.
Hmm.
We started delivering webinars where you have spoken once, and that was an
Yep.
amazing webinar, as I
Hmm.
can recall my memories.
Hmm.
And there were other industry professionals who came and delivered those webinars. I have seen professionals to get 100% plus hike by attending those webinars. I have seen
Hmm.
professionals by changing a different domain by attending those webinars. And I have seen professionals making an impact being with IBF.
Hmm.
Talking about the programs,
Correct.
prior we had three programs. One was knowledge sharing sessions,
Hmm.
where we used to conduct uh, industry relevant sessions. We used to invite industry relevant speakers, even
Hmm.
certain subject matter experts, not only limited to India, even people
Hmm.
from abroad has come and spoken.
Hmm.
And I myself was part of that session for 45 minutes. I was just like this. I did not move an inch. That session was conducted by Cynthia Reams.
Hmm.
So she is a senior vice president with BNY Mellon right now.
Oh,
She has
okay.
spoken on the corporate actions, and I haven't seen anyone carrying that level of information on corporate actions till now. You know, like I do connect with industry leaders regularly, but
Yep.
she was absolutely amazing. She woke up, being in US, she woke up at 4:30 a.m. and she delivered that session. This is IBF. This is an emotion.
Hmm.
It cannot be quantified in numbers, in values, in currencies.
Correct.
And then we have our community at LinkedIn. I believe it is around 33 or 34K.
Yeah.
At Telegram, 20K plus.
Hmm.
And if anyone is inclined, they ask for references. People who are working in those companies, they offer references. So it's a kind of platform. One of the most beautiful program which I really love in IBF is
Hmm.
mentorship program. So
Yeah.
this is a slight different mentorship. Actually, the mentorship in the industry is slightly different. Okay, we have like mentorship program within internal. Every
Hmm.
organization is having it.
Hmm.
Even the organization where I work in, it's a so let's take your example, Bakhtiyar. You are taking mentorship from someone who's a senior leader within your organization.
Yep.
Their
Hmm.
views will be certainly biased because of the unconscious bias. They
Hmm.
don't really want to do it, but being as a wonderful resource, they
Hmm.
always want you to stick with your own organization.
Hmm.
So unleashing the real talent is a challenge. That's where investment bankers forum comes into picture. We have industry mentors. Again, this is a free program, but it requires us to be serious. We need to
Hmm.
respect each other's time,
Hmm.
and this does not assure any job.
Yep.
Mentors are there only to mentor and guide. They do not have any relation with the learning. For
Hmm.
learnings, we have our own resources. If you go to investment bankers forum Telegram group, there is a
Hmm.
file section.
Hmm.
I have seen every study material in that.
Hmm.
Whatever you want to find, you find it. It is free. No one is charging even a single penny for that, correct?
Correct. Hmm. I've seen that.
So, and I believe I have seen a lot of people to get placed. One of my mentee, this guy, he works for, he was into the sales role,
Hmm.
and he was from a technical background, BTech. Then he
Okay.
was working with the asset management companies for mutual fund sales.
Hmm.
He joined my mentorship with IBF. I usually don't mentor people.
Hmm.
Reason being, I don't get that much time. I have certain other projects that I work on.
Hmm.
And my responsibility from IBF is like to be the investor relation kind of thing, where I need
Hmm.
to connect with different industry professionals, industry leaders
Hmm.
specifically, and understand the challenges.
Hmm. Okay.
So he appeared for an interview in State Street, and he
Okay.
has cleared for the investment compliance profile
Hmm.
without spending even a single penny. From sales, being as a non-commerce background and
Hmm.
cracking a role which is one of the most difficult in our own industry.
Hmm.
That is the impact.
Correct.
The person I'm right now, this is the impact of mentorship programs.
The thing is that Sayed, we need when we enter industry now, we need guidance. We don't need like it will be served on our plate, as you have said, like there's no job guarantee or something like. But job guarantee is not needed. Job will we'll get job if we get the right mentorship, right the guidance and right skill set. So that's the major part which IBF is playing in this financial industry, as like they are not guaranteeing and nobody guarantees job, but at the same time You are getting such wonderful, amazing people, such material, such skill set you are able to gain, and without spending anything. And without spending anything is a big word in today's world.
I agree. All we need to do is invest our time wisely.
Correct, correct. So, coming to the last question, how, like, as you said, you are there on LinkedIn only. I've met you on LinkedIn only. And so, how this LinkedIn can help you, because mentorship is done, skill set is there. How this LinkedIn can help you get into the job in the financial industry?
Okay, first thing which there are certain like hypes and taboos. Okay, so
Mhm,
I'm a person who prefer to break these things. Okay, so first thing, LinkedIn is not for the job. You would agree to that. You have seen me.
mhm,
You have seen me posting every day,
correct.
alternate days. Sometimes I don't even post for a month also.
Mhm,
And there are certain other engagements where in which I'm like kind of more occupied. I don't use it. Okay, but I use it
mhm,
every day.
mhm,
So LinkedIn is a platform where we can connect with industry professionals
mhm,
and understand the different challenges, understand the different requirements. Let's say someone wants to work in audit,
mhm,
specifically private equity audit.
mhm.
They can approach you.
Yep.
The casual approach is they'll send their resume to you and expect
Mhm.
you to serve the job on the platter. You would have seen that. I see a lot of that.
Daily, daily.
But the structured approaches connect with you,
Hmm.
understand the different challenges we may face in the career transition, understand the different qualification required for this particular role. How do I prepare well? And once I'm prepared, connect with you and request you for a mock interview.
Hmm.
Once you will take my mock interview, you yourself will face, okay, fine, Syed, I see you have done a pretty good job. Let's say we have taken 3 months, okay? It was a two and fourth conversation.
Mhm.
And you see that me transitioning from my current role to an audit role
Hmm.
in the structured agree.
Mhm.
So here, when you see that I'm putting efforts, when you see I'm genuine, you yourself can talk with your hiring manager or peers within your team. You
Hmm.
yourself will come forward to refer me.
Hmm.
So professionals who are looking at LinkedIn as a job platform, no, that is absolutely incorrect. My last two opportunities I
Mhm.
got directly from LinkedIn.
Mhm.
Hiring managers themselves approached me. I didn't approach them.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I have a like weird strategy for this.
Hmm.
Either we go to water or make water come to us. So I'm a person who will be expecting water will come to me. That's fine. So what will I
Hmm.
do? I'll start creating an impact around that person or
Hmm.
organization which I'm inclined to work with.
Hmm.
I'll connect with that set of people. I won't even disturb them. I'll have a casual, normal conversation, professional conversation. I won't ask for the job.
Hmm.
But my posts will be indicating that this is
Hmm.
the right person.
Correct.
That's where opportunities come. We never know, correct?
Hmm.
For a fresher, I can tell them the checklist which they can follow. We all learn about financial products and contracts in our
Hmm.
graduation, in our PG, or if we are doing any chartered, okay?
Mhm.
We know what is equity, we know what is fixed income, we know what is derivative, at least basics.
Mhm.
Can we create a real data project on them? Let's say talking about equity. So
Hmm.
we know like how IPO works.
Correct.
Last year
Mhm.
had been the year of IPOs.
Mhm.
So can we create create a project on IPOs? Last year, 10 successful and unsuccessful IPOs. the correlation of the lead manager,
Hmm.
which all industry participants were involved, such as lead manager, syndicate member, registrar, bankers. What was the pricing model they have used? Everything is available publicly, correct?
Yep.
We don't
Mhm.
need to spend even a single penny to get anything out of this from
Hmm.
anywhere. But we as a professional are responsible for our own career growth.
True.
If the expectations are that someone will serve on the platter,
Mhm.
that does not happen. Agree?
Yep. Yep. True.
So
True. That's true.
LinkedIn is an again ocean. Okay, if
Hmm.
we utilize it properly, it's an art, I would say, the art of storytelling.
LinkedIn has drastically changed since last year. Like, so I still like visit it, but I, I don't like that much I used to, because it's changing.
Influencers,
It's changing much than
influencers.
yeah than required. So yeah, influencers. So I can't say that influencing is so. If things are appropriate for that platform, then influencers are good. And if you are posting something which is not made for that platform, you are posting, that doesn't make any sense. So, but it's people choice and it's LinkedIn's own choice. So can't say anything about it. But yeah, it's like that only. So Sayyed, thank you so much for coming and joining today. And everybody who wants to talk to Syed, I'll provide a link of his LinkedIn. You can connect with him. And also, I'll provide the link of that investment bankers forum, because people have now got an eye on that. Maybe like more people will be joining that forum and taking benefits from it. And guys, I don't know what you people are doing, but please subscribe this channel, because people are watching, it's good, but people are not subscribing it.
Okay,
So
I have
yeah.
something for that. So
Yeah,
I
please.
have few questions for you,
Oh
and
my
now you
god.
had been asking.
Yeah, please, Syed, go ahead.
So question number one, out of curiosity, what made you
Mhm.
to think like let's do podcast? Why?
Why? Because I think like I have experienced this in 2021. So with Investment Bankers Forum once, and there was one more video which is there available on YouTube still. So if you search my name, you'll be able to find it. So then after that, LinkedIn thing came up and it starts booming up. So why it all started? If you say, I was a bit confused, frankly. Like honestly speaking, I was confused. I don't know I should be starting it or not. But then someone in my organization, actually where I work, people supports this thing. So people said like, okay, you can start. There's one person who is backed me up. So he said, why you don't starting this thing? You have that capability of speaking and at the same time facing the camera, which many people couldn't do at this, because we are from audit background, and audit background people are like, we come after historical figures have been published, so we don't want to that much interaction to the people. We are like interactive, very interactive people, but as this medium, as a voice, video, YouTube, LinkedIn, we don't do that much. So yeah, I'll say the current organization in which I'm working, they have supported me. Couple of my friends said, okay, give it a shot if it works, because if it works, then it will be beneficial for you and for the community at large, because I bring those people. I try to bring more people who are relevant to the industry and who can give something from their insights and their learning. As you are from financial industry, last time Sahaj was there. Before that, path was there. So different people coming from different backgrounds, sharing their experiences. So that's what I want to create something. I'm not saying I'm turning it into IVF because I couldn't do that, but I'm acting as an individual player. I don't have a team. If somebody thinks about I have a team, no, I'm doing it all individually. So that's how this thing came up.
Okay, that's a wonderful way of looking at things. So, people who are watching this podcast, if you really want to get into podcasting, join the organization in which Bakhtiyar is working. You know whom to approach for the reference. You can
True,
trouble
true.
him.
Yeah, yeah, true. That's true.
Same time, I would say
Mhm.
subscribe him. Reason being that he's doing wonderful thing. Okay, so
Thanks so much.
this way the message can be reached to the right set of people,
Correct.
people who are inclined to
Mhm.
grow in different industries organically.
Correct.
And these sessions, I myself, the person I was in 2020, the person
Mhm.
I am now, is because of these sessions, because of the conversations with different industry professionals,
True.
because of mentorship by different industry leaders.
Mhm.
So professionals who are from the same fraternity as Bakhtiyar is,
Mhm.
you guys can deal with each other directly. And
Sure.
professionals who are from my industry, do follow him, man.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Approach him.
And
That's
thank
the
you so
best.
much.
Thank you so much, Syed, for joining us today. And thank you. Thank you so much.